this your first trip to Singapore? Two of you?
Yeah, that's pretty much our very first trip to Singapore. We have been earlier in Thailand and Japan, but it's the very first time here for us in Singapore. Also the very first convention here in general in Asia for us.
Yeah.
How did you start cosplaying and when was that?
I started cosplay in 2003. And I read at this time anime and manga magazines, and they also reported about conventions, and I wanted to visit one of those conventions finally. And in Germany it's like 80% of all attendees come in costume, so it was basically a must for me to come in costume too. So I created a costume from a manga I really liked. It was the Great Saiyaman from Dragon Ball Z. And it was a very shitty and crappy costume at this moment. And actually, I also get Benny on at this time. So Benny is with me during all of my cosplay years so far.
Yeah, we were still in school back then, so
yeah,
I kept her company while she was awake, sewing everything.
So what do? Sing? Dance?
No, like we were in school.
Striptease?
Maybe. Depends on the price. No, like I was working, like we were in school when we started cosplaying, and then we both studied afterwards. Like she studied technical journalism and I studied communications design. And when I finished my studies, I worked in an advertising agency, and you tried to work for a few days.
Yeah.
But now we're both doing cosplay full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, cosplay full time.
Cosplay. Yeah, we don't have a job. It's actually cosplay is our job.
Yeah. So you pretty much started being serious about cosplay like the first costumes, and then the second costume it was like, okay, I'm gonna be a full-time cosplayer.
No, it's never like that. It's when you do cosplay, everything you want is just having fun. You know, hanging out with your friends, making costumes, and just have a great time. And it's something which was never our goal to be successful in cosplay, and it still isn't it. I noticed just after some time that I really like to help people. I really like to inspire and support the community with my tutorials and sharing my knowledge with them. And yeah, well, people since I published so many different tutorials, people kept me asking if I can make a collection of all of these tutorials. And I finally found some time to make a collection, which turned out as a book, and Benny did the layout. I basically wrote the book in 3 days, Benny did the layout in 3 days, and the book was done after proofreading in 7 days. And it turned out as a very surprising success. But it's a
good combination, because you actually studied journalism and I studied design, so we used that for cosplay.
Yeah, but it was never our intention to get successful or popular or in any kind good or anything. I also don't see my work as anything special, since I had fun at the beginning of cosplay. I still have, and that's all I want to do. And I mean, right now we are able to make a living from that, but it's a good thing, but it was never our goal.
I have to kind of ask more about that, because many cosplayers will be so envious of what you call a job now. So would you share more details about what it actually means to be a full-time cosplayer, and would you recommend cosplayers to be a full-time cosplayer?
Yeah, I mean, actually, cosplay is not my job. Cosplay is more a side effect. I call myself more an author, so I'm writing books, and if I'm writing books, and some of my fans also want to buy any prints, but it's nothing really. It's nothing really you are able to make a living from.
I think it's pretty hard for a cosplayer only to make a living out of selling prints and flying to conventions. Because even if you're really successful, there may be like 2 or 3 people in the whole world who are able to do that and make really a good living out of it.
Yeah.
So.
But I kind of noticed most of them are from the States or in Europe. I mean, in Asia, I can only think of Kamui and Alodia.
Yeah.
So
I think it depends on the culture, because Asia and America as well are cultures where people like to make other people famous.
Yeah,
like
in Asia, people like, it seems that people like idols, people have idols.
It doesn't happen in Europe?
For example, in Europe, it's like, if you're a cosplayer, you're just a cosplayer. There are no bad cosplayers or good cosplayers, there are no top cosplayers, there's just a community of people who
people
are having
in
fun.
Germany are really really equal. So when you have like a famous person walking over a convention, people treat them like normal persons.
Yeah, we don't
so
have
hi,
idols.
like, cool costume.
Yeah.
But they think like I can do that as well if I put myself into it.
Right.
It's not like like the fame and the starstruckness that people in America or in Asia have.
Our job is not, it's not like, okay, I make a new costume, then I make money off that, and I get invited to conventions, and then I'm rich and anything. It's not like that. It's no matter what you do, especially if you're self-employed, you need to deliver a product. You need to create something unique. You need to find something people would like to have, and people want to spend even money for that. And what we do is we are creating the cosplay tutorial books, but basically they are free. You will find all tutorials, all the knowledge. I share my books for free. So people just
basically
like
just
to pay
a
for
collection.
the format.
So it's convenient. We put it all into like a concentrated format.
Yeah, but this not just. It's not like, oh yeah, we're just having fun and just hang out at a convention and have a great time. Actually, it's really a lot of work. But it's always like, if you're self-employed, when you have a full-time job and you're working for a company, you have actually much more free time. You work from the morning to the evening, from 9 till 6 p.m. or anything, then you just go home and then you play some video games or anything. I actually have no idea when I played the very last time really a video game. Or
you play League of Legends.
Yeah, a little bit, because I want to cosplay it. But we don't sleep that much anymore. We travel really a lot, and
that's really the difference between having cosplay.
That's why you need to drink herbal tea.
Yeah.
The difference between having cosplay as a hobby and as a profession is basically, when you treat it as a hobby, you can spend like an evening in it, and even if it doesn't work out, you just try it for the next convention and you are more laid back about it.
Yeah.
If you want to make it as a business, you have that side, plus the side where you have to offer something special. So you need a business sense in some kind to offer something more than just a pretty face.
Like the costume is a product too. It's like
there are many people who offer like commissions and build costumes for other people. Like that's a way to do it, but it's more, those people normally don't even make many costumes for themselves anymore, because they try to make commission after commission.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as a full-time cosplayer, you have to continuously have new costumes, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it kind of becomes like you are the product. So that can be very stressful, isn't it?
I never saw myself as a product. Actually, I never saw myself as a brand. And I mean, you can choose between if you sell a product or you sell yourself as a brand. And I sell my books, but I never promoted myself as I'm something great and look at me, I'm so good at anything.
It's more like every time we do a new thing, it's more advertising for people to see that we have books who help other people who make the same things.
Yeah, the costumes I create are basically promoting my books. So when people see my cosplay, they want also to create good costumes, and I'm able to help them with my books. But people don't buy my books because they think I'm great or anything or something like that.
People buy the books because they want to learn to make
costumes
themselves,
something.
not just have a picture with a...
Yeah, and I also don't...
You mentioned that, and also the tutorials are online, but the book is a compilation.
Yeah,
right. So that also means that your supporters really support you because they take the effort to buy the book.
Yeah, that's great. I think
that's one of the biggest difference in the States and the Europe countries, where the fans or people who support you, they physically support you by doing something like they buy your stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing.
In Singapore and in Asia, they are not that supportive of artists.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not people people don't really buy that many of my prints, for example. What I think many people here in Asia maybe offer. My books are actually something very helpful. I think it's something useful, and
you buy it more for yourself.
Yeah, you buy it more for yourself.
And also to support them, so it's like beneficial to both.
But you can find it online, right? So
yeah, but it's like you have to scroll through the page
but you
and
still
search
need
for
to
it.
pick.
It's more convenient, basically, to have it all.
It's easier just to buy the book for $5, and that's fine. And so I think it's pretty hard to make a living from just selling prints, because if you just sell prints, you sell basically your brand, yourself, your face, and
even if like people are idols in that sense, they still have like model jobs besides that, or do something else for television or anything.
They become the brand.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't like, I think there's not a single person besides Jessica Nigri who really makes a living
I think. And
just
some,
out of selling prints.
There are some cosplayers in the US who make a living from making prints, but it's something I don't want to rely on, honestly. It's something I always want to, I don't see myself as something special. I don't think that I do anything special or I'm in any way better than somebody else. My message is always that you can do what I can. You can do everything you want, and I try to help you with that. And so
I remember a couple of years back, I found your YouTube. I didn't know it was you. You were teaching me how to sculpt with expanding foam.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have expanding foam in Singapore.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you have.
It's probably called different.
It's
like
expanding foam is a word. Expanding foam is really just a word for product. This product is called in Germany a Bauschaum. In the US it's called expanding foam. Great stuff. I have no idea how it's called in Singapore.
But it's like people use it to build houses, and you build houses here as well. So
you build houses everywhere.
Probably have the same product here, just under a different name.
For insulating, right? You use a lot of warbler.
Yeah.
Warbler.
How do you pronounce that again?
It's Warbler.
Warbler. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to get in Europe?
No, not really, because in Germany it's
many size.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, it's expensive.
It's expensive, but mainly because we're paying so much taxes in Germany. Actually,
and everything is expensive.
Yeah, actually, it's produced in Germany, but we pay more in Germany for this product than the people from the US. Because we pay so much taxes that the people in the US get it cheaper, despite of they had to pay shipping and customs in addition, which is kind of crazy. But it's, I think you can buy it now from Japan, and I'm also pretty sure that you will have pretty soon it in Singapore. Since
it's making the rounds now,
yeah,
so
it's pretty popular.
And
I think it will also reach the rest of Asia.
But it's expensive for you guys. Okay, how many warbler did you use for this costume?
I use for one costume around 3 to 5 sheets, something like that.
It's like $100 per sheet?
Yeah, around...
it's 60 euros, I think.
Yeah, so $80, something like that, 75. But I mean, this costume here is already 3 years old. I wore this costume already 30, 40 times. And I mean, it still looks like new. And that's also the reason why I always like to bring this costume to convention.
You could create the same costume out of foam, but then after you wear it for 3 or 4 times, it would look really worn out.
Yeah.
So it's like you pay for the quality of like sturdiness.
Yeah, it's very durable and everything, and
so it's like you have to decide, like spend more and have more out of it, or
how big is one sheet?
One sheet, the biggest one is 2 meters x 150.
2 meters to 150 meters.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big already, like 2 meters out of 150.
It's bigger than a man.
Yeah.
It's 2 men.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's like a European man.
Then maybe European man. But how much would it cost?
That's 60 euros for a big.
Yeah.
Oh,
like one sheet.
Not too bad.
So you need like 3 sheets.
Yeah, I spend around 200 to 400 euros for one costume.
Yeah, but for everything, not only.
For everything, in total. In total, yeah.
Okay.
Takes dedication.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in all your tutorials, and I really thank you for taking the effort to do all that, because I also dish out tutorial videos and I write blogs too. So I know the more effort it takes to do that. Like, maybe can you share with, I know you do it mostly to help people, but can you share more about like what's the process of making it, and what usually kickstart the whole process of why you want to make a certain tutorial?
Well, I mean, when I started with my tutorials, I get around 10 times the question, what is expanding foam? What is expanding foam? What is expanding foam? 10 times every day. And it's like, okay, can you tell me how to work with that? What shall I do? What tools do I need? Every day. Again and again and again. I'm like, I really try to answer everybody, and I answered a lot of emails during this time, but I got so tired of that, especially to explain everything again and again and again. And I didn't work only with expanding foam, I worked also with paper mache and with other tools for foam and stuff like that. So I basically just picked up the most common questions I got and made some video tutorials, some fast tutorials which show the product and also the techniques. And the thing was, it was important for me that people really see it. They see how I work with that, how this product works out, how I treat it, so they can find it in their country. Even the name is different. And it was mainly for, please let me alone, just look at this video and please let me alone. And it actually really helped. Yeah,
it really helped.
Yeah.
I think normally when a business person talks, he's always going like, don't tell everybody everything you know.
Yeah.
But we normally do, so I
yeah,
guess
we tell everything. We tell really everything, because honestly, I felt very bad when I was just tired to answer all these questions, and I really want to help everybody.
And also it's awesome to get stuff back, because when we try to search for things, we also look at tutorials from other people. So we get help from them.
Yeah.
So we want to return like the favor and like,
especially we also really noticed a change in the community. People noticed that they get some reward and some attention for sharing their knowledge. So while people in the past, many people, when you ask them how did you made it, they answered, oh, that's magic, it's a secret and stuff like that.
Did they say that?
Yeah, some of them say that.
Rude. Like quite mean, right?
I mean, I can kind of understand it, because they want that their work looks special and they would be unique with their work. So people how would you do it? It's like like in a magic show. If you go to the magician, you also tell him, hey, how do you do it? And he surely won't say it, because he wants to stay
He's not
special.
Gonna like, the bird goes in
and then you can do this, and then it's super easy, and it's just don't look at that, blah, stuff like that. I mean, he also won't tell it, and that was how the scene was in the past. Some of them were like that.
So how do you guys? I mean, now you are the teacher, but you used to be a student, right? So how do you get everything you know from the internet?
No, when I started with cosplay, like I said, there were almost no tutorials, nothing. When I started with my very first armor, I saw a costume, and the costume maker wrote under his progress picture, I made this with Warbler or with Wonderflex. This was all the information you had. And then you googled for Wonderflex, and there were no tutorials, nothing. You even had no idea how this product looked like. And I just kept on googling, and all I was able to find out is that, okay, this costume was made out of Wonderflex, okay.
You can order it here in America.
In America, and that's all. That's all you have. Okay, I think, okay, I need this material, no idea how to work with that, no idea.
How much I need.
Oh, how much I need. I ordered actually this product at the end completely blind. I spent only $200 just for shipping, only for shipping, yeah. And then came taxes in addition, and this for a product you even had no idea if this would be the right one. And I mean, you can't ship it back because it's so expensive. So luckily it was the right one. But when I did this the tutorials, I experimented a lot, because there were no tutorials and nothing. And that's basically
you had to learn yourself first how the material handles and how to work with it.
So
properly.
everything, all my tutorials were kind of unique, because there were no other tutorials, there were nothing, and everything I learned by myself, just by experimenting.
And then afterwards companies came to you like, here's Warbler, it's like Wonderflex, but
yeah,
different.
try it out.
Try
It's
it
like,
out.
okay.
Really? So are you endorsing them? No?
Well, I think people know of Warbler, like, probably mostly because you started making Warbler costumes and telling people you could make awesome costumes out of it.
Yeah.
So it spreads around the world now. We know the person who like distributes it, and she's like totally, I said it here now and in Asia and America. And just, like his business is going really good.
I think pretty well. Yeah, I think it's a great thing, and it's really nice, especially also since people started making tutorials and the community really changed, and we are also able to learn now from other people. But when we started, we were kind of lost, and it was like, what are you doing? For example, when I started working with expanding foam, which are used to build homes, there were people who said, oh my god, you're crazy, why are you using this material for something completely else? I mean, you build homes and now you want to code something with that?
Yeah, and it was, people are not creative when it comes to products that are there for like years and years. Like when you go to a hardware store and you tell like someone, I need expanding foam, he's right over there. Like, yeah, what do you need it for? To insulate a house? I'm like, no, to make costumes. He's like, I don't think we have expanding foam.
I want to sculpt a horse out of it. Or unicorns. No, we don't have it. Yeah, but I mean...
It's just finding stuff you can work with in a creative way and use it for different purposes to get like awesome
While it was
results.
just crazy to work with that in the past, it's just, super common that just sculpt something out of expanding foam. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's actually so easy today for people to get into cosplay. Like it took her years and years to get to know the material and how it handles, how to work with it, how to make it look good, how to prime it and paint it. When people want to start today, they can just look here, Wonderflex Warbler tutorial, and they can learn it in like half an hour.
And they pull off an amazing armor out of nothing, just as their very first costume.
So cool.
That's amazing. And when I looked down to my costume back, I was like, I wish my costume would look like that.
You all have a process, I guess.
Yeah.
So how many costumes do you own now?
It's a pretty good question. Not that many, because... I made them for you. I don't really have that many, because in the past it took me sometimes half a year to make a costume. So I think I have maybe 30, 40 costumes, not that many.
Still good.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Honestly, I don't want to have more, since I have no idea where to store them anymore. And
So how do you store them?
I have a bunch of IKEA closets.
IKEA?
Yeah.
Like closets, like for 7 shelves in like a big closet.
Yeah.
Just shoving it.
I actually have one single closet where all of my costumes are inside, except my
two more for materials.
Yeah, so 12 years of cosplay in one closet. Yeah. But I built my costumes also in a way that they are kind of small, that I can stack them well
so that
in each
costume put together is maybe like this.
Yeah.
Do you want to teach us how to organize our costumes?
You can watch my tutorial on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I use mostly characters which are kind of sexy, with small armor, just because their armor is smaller, so I can transport the costumes better. And I'm working right now on a Crusader from Diablo 3, and I know this costume will never ever leave Germany, because I'm just not able to squish it in my suitcase. And even if I would be able to, I would need to bring 3 suitcases just for one single costume. So my costume choice is also pretty limited, but I also learned over the years how to build my costumes in a way that they are small, and also how to build weapons which are bigger than me, to make them small that they are able to fit into a suitcase. But you can find everything online on my YouTube channel and in my books.
So how do you select what costumes cosplay?
I ask my suitcase at first, and then I measure my suitcase. Then I consider if I'm able to put it into the suitcase, and I think about how big it will be in the suitcase, and then I start with making the costume. And
you have all that in the back of your head, and
yeah.
then you like see a cool character and think, oh, that looks good, and I can fit that into my suitcase.
Yeah. It's always.
There must be like a cool factor that draws you to the character. So do you usually go for the strong heroine?
Yeah, I really like to cosplay strong female characters. I mean, you maybe noticed that I have kind of a favor for props and armor. And I really like also sexy armor, and I'm also a huge video gamer. I'm a huge fan of the Blizzard franchise, so many of my costumes are from the Blizzard universe. I started also playing League of Legends. I'm very curious what Blizzard will show us with Heroes of the Storm, and but I'm also a very visual cosplayer, so I don't really need to love something to cosplay it from, and I can also go directly the other way. So if I really like a character, I like to design it first, and then I look what character is where she is from, for example.
So this is your first trip to Asia conventions, right?
Yeah, right.
So what's your impression of Singapore's cosplay community from what you've seen?
I noticed that, people are very excited about Wobbler, which is pretty cool, but here in Asia, the crafting side is more focused on EVA foam, which is very interesting since I don't really work that much with this material, and I'm now really excited to try it a little bit more in Germany when I'm back again. And people are here very passionate, which is really amazing, and it's just amazing what they are able to create out of so cheap and simple materials. And also the city is very pretty. I love the food, and this event is mainly the most awesome about the event is that it's run, but only a bunch of who are just who love cosplay and the whole
dedicated.
Community that much that they are able to create such an amazing event completely alone.
So props to them.
Yeah, amazing. I'm pretty easy to find. I think you just need to Google KamuiCosplay, and then you will find my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and Instagram, I think, Twitter, whatever. And or if you just enter Wobbler, you will find me probably too.
That's true. I'm normally just in some photos in the background.
Yeah, when he's pretty good in
photobombing
me everywhere. And we're just traveling around. I think on the internet we're easy to find, and otherwise we hope we come back to Asia back again.
If you have any questions about making costumes, don't hesitate to leave us a message.
Or Google.
Okay, thank you Kamui and Benny. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.
I have more things I would like to ask you, but okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
And